Hey, the radio, big crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
And indeed it is that time of day again, everyone, and I cannot tell you how long I've been waiting to say that for all of a sudden those Gritch Graphic Gremlins decided to come at me last night. But yes, folks, we are back live here tonight. We are at Texas Motor Speedway for tonight's action of the Pedal Metal Racing League Season 2. As we're ready to cap off their season, they are studying the late models down and about out of here over at Texas Motor Speedway. Hi, everyone. I am Christian, the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show. And before we get down to business as usual, let's go ahead and take a look at the track map here tonight. This track tech talk, the Pottlez Wrapz track talk to be exact. They are on the tri-oval tonight. This is not the mini oval at Texas Motor Speedway. Yeah, who thought that was going to be a good idea? No, folks, we are on live and proud. We are here on the tri-oval itself, the track that has taken many names and making many names. This track is definitely one for the fight and one for the battle. There is no give or gimmies around here, especially the way this is set up here tonight for these drivers. So watch them really hit their marks and really have to hit their spots up throughout the course of this one as we get ready to start them up into gridding order now. The drivers are lining up into position here. Let's start them on the pole. It'll be Cindy Taylor. Then the number 7 to her outside. That's going to be the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks. Row number 2, Jesse Baker on the 79 is outside. The 84 of Matthew Hoffert. Row 3 is Lance Brentlinger in the number 3. It is outside. The throttle, Chantel Pottle. Row 4, Michael Saccone in the 78 is outside. Warren Young in the 11. Row 5, Brian Healy in the 83 is outside. It'll be Earl Wolf in the 48. Michaela, the Pride of Texas, in her home track, her home state in that 24. To her outside, it'll be the 30 of Dustin Rouse. Next row on back, we're going to see it here. It's gonna be Shane Ledoux in the 55. To his outside, the rattlesnake himself, Robert Kahn in the 21. Shotgun in the field tonight, the 16 of Christopher. You never call him no shiv, don't call him Pit Pendle in the 16 machine. Drivers are ready to go here, getting gridded up into position here, which means one thing, it's time to go racing here. That Texas Motor Speedway, here we go. And again, I want to issue one little thing. I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying this, but I do apologize in advance again to Old School League for last night's broadcast unfortunality. We had to move completely to a new studio again, so I'm actually going to tell you guys right now, we're currently in the works to build a brand new PTM Racing TV studio that should from now on no longer give us any more troubles, no more headaches, no more problems. I say that with enthusiasm, but there's always something that comes up, but we're working something completely new and something different in to the future of Pedal to the Metal Racing, PTM Racing TV and Pedal to the Metal Racing League itself, so be on the lookout for that, and hopefully, and all said and done, we will have that up and away and ready to go in due time. So the driver's working them through right now, getting ready to go at it here. Wing them on by, bring them on down around here they go. Get a good look at your driver's lineup here tonight. Get a look at everybody here that is ready to go at it here and take on this very tough to fasten down track when it comes to any other car. But they're in the late miles tonight, so really one thing that's going to be a big picture for them tonight is focusing on that draft and making sure that they got some momentum to carry through in those turns and hold off to the end. We'll see how well that plays out. Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn not making the call. We'll see how well that plays out here. Looks like they are not going to go green just yet. Looks like they're going to let them get one more chance around to get the Rattlesnake out and about. See if we can figure out where he's at right now. And nope, he is currently out of sight and out of mind apparently. Apparently there's only one Texas Rattlesnake around here, and it definitely is not Robert Kahn for these days. Well, nevertheless, though, we'll get the drivers on through here and get them on by here. And again, if you are wondering, yeah, these are the late miles, not super late, so watch for these drivers to really try to get some good drafts and some straight up momentum going through. It's not going to be like what you saw at Charlotte Motor Speedway where you had a lot of tight corners, a lot of top spots to really run around. This is going to be more of a finesse kind of style track where you have to keep in the line and keep into position and stay in that zone all the way through if you want to get anything going on those turns. Also, just a heads up, guys, we'd like to give you a quick reminder that we have a whole new store coming out here now for Pedal to the Metal Racing TV and Pedal to the Metal Racing League as well. You guys have been asking for it. Well, we finally got it all situated in. We've got it all done. At long last, we have the PTM Racing TV store ready to go and ready under fire, and we'll have a link to that here at the end of the race here. We'll be sure to post that in, but if you go on our Facebook here, you actually will find it around here pretty easily as our field works it through, works them on by, getting ready to go at it here. They'll come on down around Jesse Baker in that 79. Good to see him back out on the track. See him rocking and rolling and get him ready to on down, bringing him through once more time around the front straightaway here. Cindy, the closer, Taylor leads him in. Looking to get him off the start as the green flag flies. We are underway. Rocking them on down around back into the turn zone they go. Here everybody trying to run them in as hard as they can, trying to stay in that area of zone. Through and through we go here. Field works them on by. Sorry for the jump cut there, guys. Currently we're working on trying to get the trying to get the work done from the producer's end because apparently they forgot how to work the system around here. Alright, I think we got that fixed up. Looks like that is the case. As the yellow flag comes out, we've got problems already. Trouble on ahead. Trouble ahead. Shane Ledoux coming to a stop. Ledoux comes to a screeching halt, and there's already problems there. For looks like that's the 83 of Brian Healy as well. As looks like possibly the 84 of Matthew Hoffer. No, that was not him. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take it on down to the replay here. Find out what happened here on the replay. Ooh. Big problems there. Coming to a scratching halt there. Everything's completely just blown away there on that momentum. Another look at it from another angle here. Alright, there. Just gets into the wall protection there. Gets a little bit on the side there. And unfortunately, Healy not able to escape the damage and escape the carnage. Sets him back a long way here. And that's going to set him back quite a ways to go. So our field will work him on by right now currently. Brian Healy, one of the victims already, unfortunately getting caught up in that one. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pit Pendle. I believe he got out of that, but definitely Shane Ledoux. Well, the damage was already kind of not telling enough that he's definitely got some damage up on that 55 machine. So they'll slow them down just a little bit as they get things figured on in once again, get things back on by. And we will see our drivers get things figured through. We'll get them all wrapped back around, get them situated for a little bit more of a run here. Early on, though, it will be the 7 of Cindy the Culture Taylor having her way and having her start. We'll see how long that lasts as we return for more Pottlez Miller Racing League action here at Texas Motor Speedway. This nice race brought to you in part by Matt Mills Racing, by Mid-Cities Air Conditioning and Heating, by Affordable SEO and Marketing, by Amber's Floral Creations, by Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, by SimRacingMerch.com, by Pottlez Wrapz, and by Maconi Setup Shop. Thank you again to everybody for sponsoring up these races and sponsoring in to help give these drivers a fair chance and a fair shake at all this here going down tonight as we get ready to back them on through and get things figured on through once again for some more racing action here. So field works it in. Jesse Baker in the 79. Great to see him back out here. Hasn't been on the show as of late. We've been kind of missing him a little bit. We're trying to figure out what happened to him, but now he seems to return to the show and return to get all that ready to go here. Great to have him back out. Great to have all the drivers out here running tonight. As Flagman now initiates that we're needing to get to a 1 to go here shortly here, boys. So, and girls, I should say. So the drivers will work them through, getting ready to go back at it here in just a little bit. Currently, Brian Healy still in pit road after that little incident he had earlier. Mainly because, unfortunately, once you get crashed in there a little bit and get pegged, get a little bit spanked out, well, you got to get the towing out. And once that towing equipment comes in, it takes forever and a day to get things fixed on in to get back around for this one, and that definitely seems to be the cut here. So they will back him on around right now, back him down in the corner zone. And it looks like we're getting word maybe the rattlesnake might have got back out there and might have gone back into position. He is indeed. He's now coming out of the track and off the pace. That big black 21 going to try to fight his way through this one, try to give himself a fighting chance here. As we get ready to get things through and through, remember we want to remind you guys at home as well that tonight is doubleheader night, so expect some action here as we'll get the dirt stocks out there. Hopefully get ourselves a nice little run in at pace there, give ourselves a little bit of a battle. Drivers ready to go back at it here on this restart, and that's one thing that's going to be really tricky about running this late models here again is the fact that the draft is such a heavy reliance. When it comes to the momentum, it comes to the run in total all the way through. That's going to be the biggest thing tonight that you're going to have to watch these drivers go for. Is you got a good on board here with Chantel Throttle Pottle kind of eyeing up that 3 quick lube machine. there of Lance Brandlinger, trying to maybe get a little bit of a payback in after this whole season. She's been fighting it all the way through at the end here, but I'll tell you one guy that's definitely been kind of showing up as of late, just kind of taking some of the glory, that being Michael Maconi in the 68 machine. Talk about a debut he had, man. He's been definitely showing up and definitely kind of spanking some boys around here. Some of the veterans have even said flat out, yeah, he's definitely got speed. He can hang with us. So we'll see how well it all plays out here as our drivers back them through and get ready to go back on around into this one. Showcase them through, get them back on down here, and Cindy the Closer Taylor will be that driver to try to stay alive here and try to keep this one and her hopes alive for that very first win. Remember, folks, she's never won on the circuit. She is a season champion. She won the late model series last season. This season hasn't been very too kind to her as of late, but she told me earlier today if there's a time she wanted to win a race, it was tonight. Pace cars coming down this time, which means our lights are coming off here on the stands, on the field. Let's get down to business here. Bring them on by out of turn 4. Pace car getting ready to get out of here and get ready to go. No, no, no. Not quite ready just yet. It appears we have a little bit of technical difficulties on the race command on the officials here. They're telling drivers you need to get into position, get up into the spots. Some of them not quite there just yet, and some of them need to ready up a little bit better in their position here. So I'll back them on through. I think this next time by we will be going to green flag racing here as they kind of set this one up around. Field works it in. That GoGaddy.com number 7 machine of Cindy the Closer Taylor looking to eye one up here, looking to eye into position for the win. Rodney Christensen joins us on in, as well as Brian William Wiggins, Amber Chad McLaughlin as well, Dustin Rouse and Christopher Pendle. Thanks again, guys, for tuning on in. Thanks for the support to the show. Like I said before, folks, we have some technical difficulties as of late. We've had some issues and problems with our connections in our studio apartment. So the studio, unfortunately, right now is off limits, which means one thing: we're going to be finding a new home in a new world here soon. And when that comes, trust me when I say it, we will definitely be getting everything's tip-top shape and tip-top back in action. But before we can do that, we got to get these drivers tip-top and back in this one here as they come on down around the front straightaway here. Wait for the green flag to fly. They go across the stripes. Here we go. It's time to go. Right down and about here, almost a 3-wide salute there between Dustin Rouse and the 30 machine going to the outside there. Chantel the Throttle Piles, they back them on down around their corner zone. Jeffrey Oakes and the number 20 Good Ranch Service Machine trying to move it in there and around to the outside. The 7 is Cindy the Closer Chair trying to block off some drivers. Jesse Baker in the 79 looking to have a little bit of a run going for himself. Field works it in right now, trying to challenge them way through and through they go here. Jesse Baker. How about that cat right there, man? You give it a hard run and a half here, building up some momentum. And you can see that this really is just all about cornering. If you ever drove street stocks over at Charlotte, I would say it's pretty much kind of the same. The only difference is you have a lot more room to work with, but a lot less room to lose. And right there just shows why, because Jeffrey Oakes goes way offside. Up on the high side here, backing him on down. Oh, look out, here comes Chantel, the Throttle Pile down the back straight away, making some moves. Thinking of making through to the charge to the front. A full charge is coming her way, but right now Matthew Hopper's in her sight, while Jesse Baker in the 79 machine right now trying to get that old Chevrolet ahead of Cindy the Closer Taylor. Cindy right now doing a pretty spot-on job, hanging on to that spot, keeping Baker out of her sights and out of her mind. Well, how long will that last, I wonder, because right now it's starting to close in the gap, starting to close up positions-wise as they back him around out of turn 2. Rack through and through. Baker looking for an opening the inside. Looks like he's got it going inside. We have ourselves a new leader. And indeed, it is a new leader. And yes, I am wearing my Indeed shirt right now. If you've seen my posts on my Facebook and you've seen our little thing on Facebook, on the PTM Racing TV group, we do have shirts all in stock and ready to go. So be sure to hit up the link we have already in the show. Trust me, I say it, folks. There's a lot of great stuff there. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my hands on all of it. But as they back them on around right down in the corner zone into the turn gear, back and through. Jesse Baker right now trying to hold off Chantel the throttle Pottle while the 5 machine tries to get some charging going here. Lance Brantlinger in the number 3 Goodwrench service machine challenged up by Red Bull's 84 Matthew Hofford. We got a heated battle here for third. And you can hear the drivers having to get off that corner zone, off that entry, having to let the cars settle in a little bit. That's the biggest thing, is these guys can't just go full throttle and assault them all the way through. They have to lift a little bit, and they have to give up room. Otherwise, that car is not going to hold out. That's what's going to make this very unique tonight and very difficult to master, to say the least here, because they've got to find a way to hold on to that spot and hold on to that run when all is said and done. See Brantlinger right now trying to make some moves and make some positions up. Hofford trying desperately to kind of make him make a mistake here, but it's just not happening as Jesse Baker continues to lead him off here down on the back straightaway they go here. Everybody's still fighting him in for a pretty hard run, but now the line is starting to close in on the gap in the pocket. We'll see how well that plays out here for these drivers as they continue on through. KSB McCarthy joins us in now. The 84 Red Bull's Matthew Hofford trying to get some runs there down and about out of turn 4. Can't quite get the run that he's looking for on Lance Brantlinger and Cindy the Closer Taylor. After starting in the race lead, she's fallen back a little bit by the waistline, by the wayside, as we are currently up on lap 14. We're going up to 70 tonight, folks. This should be a long... This could be an endurance, or this could be a war zone. We'll find out which one of these drivers decides to choose it tonight. Jeffrey Oaks in that 20 machine right now, giving a pretty solid run and a half there on the bottom line, making his move on through. Takes a corner off that zone as Matthew Hofford sees an opening as well from Lance Brantlinger, the Goodwrench service number 3 machine going at it here as they back him on down around, and almost a 3-wide salute there coming in their way. Looks like there is going to be some wars going here tonight as our field works it through. The 48 of Earl Wolf starting to close in on some gaps in positions here as Robert the Rattlesnake Khan in that 21 desperately trying to get some positions back here after missing the start, missing his run. Really starting to reel in his position and starting to challenge him up. Matthew Hofford, though, doing a tremendous job taking over that third spot and keeping away Cindy the Closer Taylor and Brantlinger from her. Robert the Rattlesnake Khan right now does not play too kindly to being in the back. You know that. Runs it through hard as he can, out of turn 1, down in turn 2 around Brantlinger. Lance Brantlinger in the number 3 trying to hold him off and keep his lap away from him, because he knows if Robert Kahn gets laps back, he's a handful. Running him on through and through right now. They back him on by in their corners here. Carry him on down around once more. Everyone's still in a hard charge and a hard pass up to their positions. Looking to eye up a position here and bring them on by. And you can see the old rattlesnake right now just absolutely claiming some spots and claiming in positions. But the biggest thing right now is he's not able to really make up any time or ground until later on if there's a caution that comes out to help him get his laps back. And he knows that's why he's challenging up so hard right now, trying to fight in with these guys and gals. See the power that Chantel's throttle pile possesses in that 5 machine, trying to make Jesse Baker work for this one tonight. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Bit Bendel, the Autism Awareness Speaks machine. Giving some good runs and some good battles up in that spotlight, giving some good zones here. But as you can see, Jeffrey Oaks definitely not one to play that one out. Running it through right now, the 3 of Lance Brantlinger still giving it a pretty solid run and solid line to the pocket. Well, Michael Saccone there in the 78 Bush number machine. A little tribute to us Iowa boys around here, because we all know that our favorite Halloween candy has had Bush Light around here. And for the ladies, a little Bush Light latte. And speaking of the ladies right now, how about this? Chantel the throttle bottle ends up taking up the lead there from Baker, but Jesse Baker calls back down the inside there, makes a big pass right through and through, regains his lead on the backstretch. But I don't think that's going to play too kindly to that Maconi setup shot. Matt Mills racing number 5 of Chantel. Oh, a little bit loose there out of turn on the front straightaway down in those tri-oval sections. Hot battle here for first. Talk about a run and a half here between these drivers here. Jesse Baker doing everything he can to defend off Chantel. Chantel not playing too kindly to how well her season's been or how things have been for her as of late. She wants to change that tonight. She got a good draft on that run and a good spot up in that position. And don't look now, but Brandlinger a little bit in trouble here. He got switched on the corner there and lost all his momentum. Lost. Currently struggling to get it back here. Unfortunately, he knows he's kind of faltered back a little bit. He's going to have to make up some ground in time for later on. But I mean, with something like that right there, I mean, how do you make your time back? You just lost almost your whole run you were gaining up. And these late miles are not easy to get momentum back off of. But Brandlinger just continues throwing haymakers. Even Jeffrey Oaks had it gonna back off a little bit there. I mean, there's hard racing, and then there's just battles like that. My folks, right now, currently, everybody in a hot pursuit and a hot battle here to get themselves figured on in, but we'll see how well that plays out later, because, again, there is not a lot of time to be messing up around here, that is for sure. Side by side, Earl Wolf goes at it here as he takes some work in with Caleb, the pride of Texas McCarthy. The Oakley 24 machine going against that 48 of Earl Wolf right now. Heated battle between these drivers, neither one winning to give an inch, and you know the Pride of Texas wants to win on her own end tonight. Back on around once again, and now the Pride of Texas at long last. Starting to get some momentum, starting to carry it through with her and trying to hang in there. Not wanting to give up as she right now charges back ahead. She's been pretty good at these trials, that's for sure. I mean, who could forget back a while back? It was her and Robert the Rattlesnake Khan going at it lap by lap by lap by lap, but unfortunately, on that final lap, as we've kind of shown before, a little controversy here on the show, ends up getting taken in and taken out. That sends up for the ride. And you know, we've always talked about hard racing, but that was one of those nights that even you got to admit that may have been a little too hard and a little too aggressive for their own liking, unfortunately, as Matthew Hoffer right now continues to lay into the momentum and lay into position here down and about out of turn 2. Chantel throttle power goes way high on the outside line. I think she's trying to give Rattlesnake Robert Kahn a little bit of a run there, a little bit of momentum to get off that spot, but I don't know about that because it looks like she actually be trying to get the run on the outside line. Doesn't seem to be working though, because she's getting a little bit loose off those corners and starting to lose momentum yet again. Time starting to run out. We're just about halfway there, folks, and right now, currently as we stand, field works it in, but Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pit Bendel, is the only hard charger of the night so far. We'll see how this all plays in. When we return to PTM Racing TV, we'll see if the top 5 have something for Justin Baker. Because Baker right now has got a pretty good line in the pocket. He has a pretty good run. We'll see if he's able to hold out when we return. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by Matt Mills Racing Team, best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring up and supporting up Battle of the Middle Racing League. If you want to sponsor, if you want to support them up and over on their social media platforms, follow them up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and catch them on the NASCAR race when they show up on NBC. By Mid-City's Air Conditioning and Heating. Find yourself in Richland, Keller, Texas, needing the heating goods to be fixed? Well, Mid-City's Air Conditioning and Heating got you covered. By Affordable SEO and Marketing. It's time you outrank your competition online today. And by Amherst Floral Creation. If you need those special flowers for that special someone, we'll visit up Amherst Floral Creations at 321-228-3135 and follow them up on their social media platforms. And as we back them on through right now, field's still continuing on by right now. The charge is continuing there for the throttle. Chantel Bottle still trying desperately to get momentum back under her corner. It's like a Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali fight if it ever was to happen. You got Jesse Baker just kind of riding the wave of success and following his own line, his own spot up, just kind of hanging in there with what they've got. That's Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Endel. And that 16 autism awareness mix, man. Talk about a hard chart he's got. Started way in the back here and literally dead last. And right now, he's looking pretty strong out there. I'm not sure. Maybe he set his tires up just a little bit stronger. Or maybe if he just waited a little longer before he started to really take off. But it seems to be working right now for him. If you take a look at the lap time right now, currently, the way it's positioned out, Pendel's not getting ahead away from Cindy the Coulter Taylor. But if you look at Hofford and him, and, well, let's just say Pendel's definitely got a bit of a number on him right now. But it's not quite enough, not quite able to hold him off in that spotlight here as Matthew Hofford and Chantel will go to work here down out of turn 4 here. We've got a heated battle for second as Robert the Rattlesnake on that 21 desperately tries to cling into the momentum and try to cling into the pace here. The 16 of No Shift, don't call him Pip Endel, doing all he can to fight him on in and try to challenge him on by. As that darn old rattlesnake right now belting on the momentum here, he's just making a fool out of this track. But the problem is for himself, he's already been made a fool because he's a couple laps down. And now that I say that, he probably took his, probably did a little Chase Elliott at me a while back and decided to put the finger out the window for me. So I will take that any day of the week there, Mr. Con. Right through and through here. How about this? Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Endel, makes a big move there on the front stretch. Try a little X section, gets him back on around. Hofford tries to hold him off on the outside line. Can't quite clear him yet. Pendel has to get some more momentum if he wants to get around here. Down the back straight away to the trot. Down they go. Momentum starting to sway into the favor here of Hofford. Pendel doing everything he can to get back around and stay in that zone and hang him on by. Down the outside line they go here, and Jesse Baker getting put back a little bit because of Khan's pass by there, and Chantel the throttle pile sees a huge opening in her mind. Making a beeline for this one, making a battle and a charge and a half here. Running them on through to the back straight away. It looks like Baker's going to try to get away from her and get on the target of Robert the Rattlesnake on the 79, getting way low on that bottom line. Looks like he's needing to go in for a pit stop, and Chantel will take over the race lead. Cindy the Coulter Taylor and the GoDaddy.com number 7 trying to build up some momentum as well. Trying to kick him on by, can corner him on around. No way, no how, nowhere to go here for Hofford. Hofford's going to have to try to hold off one of the females for a sport. One of the tougher ones to deal with out there. I can tell you that right now. I've had wars with her on the asphalt tracks. And I've gone to war with her on the dirt. She has thrown some haymakers at me before, but I've always told her, no matter where we go, it's no matter how we do it. And right now, she's throwing a huge haymaker down out of turn 4. Hofford doing everything he can to hold her off, but she's coming in hot. She's giving a fight and a shot. One thought for a spot, coming back on around down the turn they go here. Each driver giving it all they've got back out yet again. Cindy can't quite get the run there though. Not quite the momentum she was looking for. Robert the Rattlesnake on the 21 stays ahead of the zone and ahead of the field. Working on in, still giving it all they can here. I'm surprised though that Jesse Baker went into pit road as early as he did. I'm trying to think if maybe this is a strategy on his end. Maybe he's just trying to think of the best way to get a by for a long, hard roll. But I will ask you this here, when we take a look at the pit strategy right now for our drivers, you can see a bit of a dynamic shift in position. Pendel went in early, which means that's what's giving him so much more of a run than everybody else right now. And Shane Ledoux, by going in a little early as well as McCarthy, either one seems to got the same momentum and same pacing here. And that's kind of set them back a little bit in their runs, as Warren Young in the 11 right now. Currently, one of the other guys we haven't talked about all day long, way back in the field, currently in 7th at the moment, trying to challenge his way through. Let's go on board here with him, though. I want you guys to see what it's like trying to get through these corners here on the Tri-Oval of Texas. So you see it right there. You can hear the tires already kind of going around, kind of pushing through a little bit hard there. And when you hear that, folks, that means that the car is taking a beating down below, and that means you could lose a lot of grip and ground, because if you shred those tires up too much, it's going to be a little bit of a headache later on to try to come back from and deal with. And you can hear it right there as he gets off the throttle. He's actually about ready to go into pit road here and get things taken care of. As Christopher No Shift, don't call it, Bendel will take over the lead. New leader for Pendle, the first time he's been in the race lead in quite some time, but I gotta ask him, is this gonna be the strategy that wins his race? Because currently at the moment, he's still got a whole long way to go before this one's over and done with, that's for sure. The Friday Texas, Caleb McCarthy and Shane Ledoux, the other two drivers that stayed out. And as I mentioned before, if you looked at that pit strategy, those were the three that were out the longest and stayed out. And right now, definitely it seems to be working in their favor, but we'll see how well that plays into the strategy later. As the field gets ready to come back out, when they come around, we'll see who will be able to outwit and outpace the other when we return to PTM Racing TV for Pottlez Racing League action. We're closing out Season 2, folks. Don't go anywhere. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. If you need the special kind of hardware in the right place at the right time, well, Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts has just that for you. And a little, we're coming up on Valentine's Day, folks. What better way to give a loved one than a nice little decoration decor gift from bobscustomtrophies.com. Visit them up at their website. And of course, we mentioned before, trophies-wise, well, yeah, as I've mentioned 1,000 times, these beautiful pieces of artwork are going to be going to our driver here at the end of the season. Presented by simracingmerch.com, the only true way to show your passion for sim racing. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you're looking to have your car or vehicle match your style on the track, or looking to get a hero car done up, well, there ain't no better way to go back than with Pottlez Wrapz. Pottlez Wrapz, one of the biggest sponsors of PTM Racing TV and Pottlez Racing League. And by Maconi Setup Shop. For just $5 down, you can get yourself one of the fastest setups around at a convenience price and all of that. Be sure to visit Maconi Setup Shop today to get the fastest and the baddest out on the track. And as our field gets worked back in around right now, still currently Matthew Hoffert and all of them trying to work their way through, and Shane Ledoux and McCarthy and Pendle all gone into pit road. Almost kind of identical times here. Now that's going to really set them back a little bit. Lance Brantlinger in number 3 machine starting to move his way into position as he's second right now. Jesse Baker looking to take back the race lead away. He's going to come down around here and try and see if maybe it is there for him here. He's got Ledoux, Pendle, and McCarthy in his sights right now as they're still trying to come off pit road. They know that's not enough time. Here comes Baker now. He just needs to get to Ledoux as he comes on down around here. Ledoux is out of pit road. Did the strategy work though? That's going to be the big kicker. This will be the first time he's ever had a trip to victory lane if he can get this one figured in. He's had tremendous wars before, and he's going back into pit road. And now Baker is just going to tell him, well, all right, I'm taking the lead back from you, buddy. Now we only have 30 laps to go here. Who will be able to outwit and outpace the other? This is starting to get really spicy and juicy out here when it comes to their runs here. Well, there's just one problem. Everybody's kind of lead weighing and back into the pack here. Not a lot of drivers battling for position, not a lot trying to gain for ground. This is going to be all about the long run setup now. Did Baker pit at the right time? Did he get enough time to stay ahead there of these drivers? Because Brantlinger right now is currently about 2 seconds back of him. And Pendle and Chantel are currently a good 5 seconds back of the race leader in general. Oh, and speaking of having a little bit of trouble, Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Pendle, up into the grass, opens up his own lawn care service, manages to save it. But the damage has been done. He gets that corner wall out of turn 4, and unfortunately, badly damaged up on that right front. Tough break there for him. He had so much run going for him, and it just cost him dearly in that turn. Tough break there for Pendle, man. That is just something you don't see him usually make mistakes of, but it just happened right there. It set him back quite a ways there, unfortunately. As our field works it in, Jesse Baker, man, that 79 machine has never been to victory lane. He wants to finally change that tonight. He's come so close and so far. He's doing a pretty good job right now staying ahead of the zone. Problem is, though, he's got a couple drivers that are just starting to catch up to him as time goes by here. Lance Brantlinger And that Good Run Service number 3 machine, he knows what it's like to be at victory lane. He has taken a victory home at Thompson Speedway before this season. And also, he is currently our reigning and defending street stock season champion. Looking to try to keep that streak alive and keep that momentum going for himself as the field works it through. Earl Wolf in that 48, maybe thinking time for a little bit of a run and a half here. We'll see how well that plays out for him, but right now he's got a good line in the pocket and a good run coming through. Matthew Oliver in the 84 machine right now, trying to desperately stay ahead of that zone, trying to stay ahead of that run and a half here. As our field works it through, he's just trying to keep draft away from anybody. That's one thing you got to be careful about with these late models, folks, is you do still have to corner in just like you would any other car, especially those NASCARs, Cup cars. But man, I'll tell you one thing: these guys and gals are doing a tremendous job keeping their momentum and keeping them at bay. As you see, as the onboard camera here at Brantlinger, you can see how far ahead he is from Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, trying to desperately gain some ground up on him, as well as the 5 there, Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Nowhere to go sometimes, and nowhere to keep away from everybody. And currently, everybody's got a kind of a different strategy in how they're running their line in, how they're running their spot up. As you see the onboard here, we got a top view here from these drivers and where they're all at. You can see the distance there from Hoffer to Brantlinger, and then Brantlinger to Chantel. As we look here at our lap times, let's see right here, we can get an idea of how fast the Pottle is coming at him. Well, Chantel's definitely going to get some ground up on Brantlinger every lap. Let's see what happened here. And the lap times do not lie. You can see right there, it's starting to get a little bit edgy here. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out here for them. But right now, currently, Earl Wolf in that 48 machine also trying to bang in there and try to get some momentum going through for themselves. As the Pride of Texas on her home track, Kayla McCarthy doing everything she can to try to get some momentum and get some runs going for herself. She might have thought that her strategy was going to work into her favor, but it might not have been, as they currently are all chasing down this man right here, Jesse Baker, continuing his race lead dominance with only 23 laps to go. So as they back around as well, Matthew Offer in the 84 Red Bull machine trying desperately to get some momentum to carry through there out of turn 2. Still a ways away here, and this one's still a ways away from ending this here. Right now, the Pride of Texas going side by side there with Earl Wolf right now. Backs him on down in the corner, out of turn 1, down in turn 2, and McCarthy on the home ground, the home field advantage, going to the hometown girl. Now takes over the 5th spot as Earl Wolf tries desperately to get some momentum back in here. Earl Wolf not going to play too kindly that one. You know he's going to try to give himself a run and a half here to get this one back on by. Not quite getting it in just yet, not quite getting the run he's looking for. Several drivers right now struggling to keep pace or keep momentum here. Some of them having to go a lap or 2 down, unfortunately, due to issues and problems there for themselves as they work it through into a little bit of a battle and a half here. Brantlinger right behind Robert the Rattlesnake on. And not looking like a Texas Rattlesnake out right there. I think he's the one that's getting bit out there tonight, because currently he's falling back by the waistline here, waistband as well. And the times are starting to come down and around and starting to really take an advantage. But I'm going to think about this for a second here, folks. Is Jesse Baker, with the way he played his strategy out and everything, how early he went in, does that conduce for a later run? Because the thing is, they're only at 50% fuel reserves. So they have to be careful about that, but they also have to be very, very careful about how they hit the tires and how they hit their corners in. So really it's going to be all about how you corner, how you control, and how you steer, and making sure that those tires stay in resume. As right now, one of our lone Canadians, Chantel Throttle Powell from the Rock of Newfoundland, currently working them through and giving it up a fight. Ryan Healy was with us earlier, but unfortunately mechanical problems after that first wreck sets him back into the pack, and Yeah, I think he's just getting ready for next season when the super lates come out, as well as the truck series. And I'll add this real quick, folks. Something new for the super late models is that they're going to be running some tracks with open setups, and some will be on fixed. More on that in the near future. Speaking of more on the new feature, just don't worry, folks. We also will be returning with our PTM Racing League Dirt Series soon enough, and we've got 3 fantastic sponsors and great groups of drivers ready to go at it there. Trust me when I say it, I've been ready for this one for a long time, and it will be broadcasted in its entirety on PTM Racing TV, so you do not want to miss that. But meanwhile, speaking of not wanting to miss anything, how about this right now? Currently, a huge run and a half, starting to close off the gap there. Brantlinger knows he's in trouble if she catches up to him. Chantel trying to do everything she can to get that momentum back and through, trying to hang on down around on those front stretches, on those corners. But the momentum just is not there for her. Dustin Rouse, good to see him back in the bomber number 30 machine. I was always wondering where that thing went. He said he was going to retire it. Well, it looks like any good veteran, you can't just retire the bomber when you think you're done with it. It's always going to come back to haunt you. Field works it through right now. Jeffrey Oak's going to do a little bit of work here, try to get some time back in this one as well. Making runs and making moves back on the inside line. The outside Rouse goes, trying to hang on down. Making a run for it, making a charge as well. Everybody for themselves, and Oaksy finally back into that position and into that stance and run. But currently, he's still quite a ways back of the race leaders, and there's not a lot of laps left here in this one. The field spread apart pretty well, except for the top 2 here, of course. Running them on by right now. Currently, every driver for themselves. Everyone trying to hold off for this one back down in the corner zone. This will be interesting to say the least here. Who will be able to outpace and outwit the other? Because Brantlinger right now is doing a good job staying ahead of the zone, and Jesse Baker's got to be loving every minute of this, knowing that these two are going at it on their full on assaults. The full throttle assault has been initiated by the 5, and the 3 will try to hold off as everything he can here. But will that be enough here? Back them on down around out of turn 3, down in turn 4 here. Final 15 laps coming their way. This could get interesting here. And wait just a minute. Jesse Baker has gone into pit road. That means now we have a new race leader, Lance Brandlinger, in the 3 and the 5 of Chantel the Throttle Pottle taking over that. But now you got to wonder, with only that many laps left, will these two actually be able to hold on that long? Remember, they stayed out longer. They were about halfway through, but is it long enough? If it is, then oh my, this is going to be a battle for the race leader, as Robert Kahn kind of being the instigator of this, the integrator as well, if you will, in that black number 21 machine. Maybe trying to pull a little black copperhead on him right now, trying to find his own run in his own positions here. The onboard camera here, Robert, you can see him just kind of laying off the throttle and letting these two go at it, not trying to mess with one another. Hard battle between these drivers right now, and a hard run from each one as they come down that back straightaway, looking for a run and a half here down on the corner zone. On the outside line, Brandlinger has to go in. Chantel, the Throttle Puddle, takes that one. But how long can the car last? How long can those tires wake up for? That's going to be the key here. Caleb, the Pride of Texas McCarthy, has now moved into the 2nd spot. The Pride of Texas looking to possibly take this one to the cleaner and make the hometown girl take this one to the winner's circle. You've got the 3 females of our sport right now in the race lead in the top 3. I don't kid you this. Pottle, McCarthy, and Taylor are all in the top 3. And they're looking to show why they are deserving to be here and why they have come from so far and so long to get to this moment. But right now, Robert the Rattlesnake Khan currently trying to stay on the good graces of Chantel the Throttle Pottle, and he knows he's already out of this one. So at this point, he's just kind of lying low and staying out of trouble zone. Cindy, the closer Taylor, right now doing everything she can to pick him on through, back him by yet again. Jeffrey Oakes now, that 20 good red service machine, going to make a move there on the inside of the 78. Michael Saccone definitely starting to show up what he can do and needing a top 5 spots right now. Warren Young moving up into the top 5. How about that? Jeffrey Oakes, after that little struggle and problem zone earlier, he's currently just dealing with everything he can to keep that momentum and keep that car alive. And we're coming down to the final 10 laps here, folks. And I'm questioning in my mind, is there enough fuel? Is there enough in those tires to survive as long as they have so far, as long as they've been doing? Because the thing is, it don't matter how much you've got and how much you've been dealing with. Eventually, if it gives out, it gives out. And currently, I'm not sure if Robert Kahn's going to try to make that pass later on or whatnot, but like I say right now, this is definitely looking to be an all-girls shootout if it comes down to that. If I'm the ladies right now, I'm thinking though, let's make sure we save the tires up just a little bit and let them kind of get their own run and momentum in. McCarthy though definitely starting to build up some momentum and starting to kill it in there a little more. She's starting to close the gap up, but Michael Saccone and that 78 machine starting to lose a little bit of momentum around Lance Brandlinger on a fresher set of tires and a whole lot of fuel, making a move here in the back straightaway. Gets a charge and a half there. Taking them on by. We're closing in on our final laps here, folks. Dustin Rouse having to go into pit road to get that car situated by. But again, it's just a war of attrition and a war of who can survive and who will outlast the other. You can see the distance right now that's coming ahead. Jesse Baker a lap down for having to go into pit road when he did. Currently trying to make one last thing work. Trying to get up to the Pride of Texas, the 24 of Kayla McCarthy right now as they build him on through the front straightaway, giving all they can and all they've got to charge him up ahead. No leeway and no room to miss here. No way, no how, no way, Jose. Backing him down out of the corner zones into the turns. Jesse Baker to the inside line makes a nice pass on around and a hard charge around there. 6 laps remain this time by, and I'm telling you guys, like, if I'm anybody up front right now, I'm just thinking, did I take enough fuel? Did I get enough on the tires? Because if those tires go, or that fuel goes, it's game over. And right now, McCarthy, she's been gaining ground up on the team, on the leaders right now, but currently Chantel, the Toronto Pottlez, has yet to give up on this one. I'm not going to say anything yet. I'm not going to go into detail about something, but I'm going to get you guys have ever watched the first race here. I was in the POV. You know where we were at and what we're on tonight. I don't want to say nothing. It's too early. We're going to let this kind of ride out, kind of let this one flow by right now. Speaking of flow by, Jesse Baker in the 79, desperately trying to get all he can to get this momentum in and trying to stay in the position run, while the Pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy, tries to get back ahead and get running them through. But the tires may have indeed been burnt too much to a crisp. Keith Taylor joins us in, rooting on for her sister Cindy, as right now she is currently in the header and in the zone to finish this one out in a strong spot. The top 3 are in their individual cars, and they are individually female drivers, just showing off to the males how to do it here tonight. Talk about runs and a half here from these drivers. 5 laps ago, or excuse me, 4 laps ago now. Is there enough though? Alright, I guess it's a better time than anything. The last time Chantel had won on a track, it was at a Tri-Oval from the Asphalt Series. It was in Charlotte Motor Speedway. The last time she won a general was in the Dirt Series. She won there at Lima Land after having to take on some tough competitors, yours truly included. Down on the front straightaway though, is it time? Should she save the tires up? Did she save the fuel enough? That's going to be the big question. Michael Saccone starting to make some ground up as well. Maybe last minute this effort, as I say that, has to go into pit road, which opens the door up there for Earl Wolf to get some momentum back in his way here. Cindy the closer, Taylor just trying to hang on to for dear life and just hope for a little break or two. The Pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy, trying to show why she is the Pride of Texas in her home state. And coming to the wire, folks, there is only 2 laps to go. Green flag flies high in the air. They need to finish this one to the crate. We We've seen crazier things happen around here. Will it happen tonight? The Pride of Texas has slowed up quite a bit and lost a lot of ground and momentum here. Down the back straightaway they go. Here, this looks like it could be an all-out war to the end here. Robert the Rattlesnake Khan might have found a way to con himself into the championship series for each time and about. But on the white flag to come out, Chantel just needs 4 more good turns. We'll see if it's going to happen here. White flag is out. McCarthy doing everything she can to get some momentum, but it just doesn't seem like it's kicking in. Same can be said for Cindy the Culture Taylor. She's just not getting the momentum of the runs as they speak him on down the back straightaway. Robert Kahn down behind, right behind Chantel the Throttle Pottle, down out of turn 3. She needs 1 more good turn to take this one home. Will it be, at long last, the Newfoundland driver is going to finally take home a race win after a whole season and a hat and literally 4, 5, 7 days? She finally returns to victory lane. Yeah, that's got to be a big one for her tonight. It's a long time coming, and as we've mentioned here before, sometimes that's all you want. It's just to finally see those checkers come out. And it just so happened to go to Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Great victory for her, and it's great to finally see her back at full stance and at full power. I know she wanted this one badly. Looks like it finally came to be. Here's some she hasn't done in a while. See if she can still do it. Yes, she can. Slinging the slides and slinging the gravel. I want to say slinging the dirt, but I was told we gotta wait for that. So what a race, what a run, and how about this, folks? Take a look at your top 5 for a minute. You want to talk about some special moments here? Look at this. Top 5. Chantel, Kayla, Cindy, Warren, and Shane. How about that? Well, you know one thing, folks. We're going to talk with our top 3 here about that one. So let's head down to Old Victory Lane. I will be right back, folks. We will go ahead and showcase our top 3 drivers. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we will have a word with our top 3.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.MaconiSetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
And now we're going to go ahead and take it on down to Victory Lane real quick, because I think this has been a long time coming for her. She has returned to Victory Lane here on PTM Racing TV. This is Chantel the Throttle Pottle. And Chantel, we talked about it earlier today. You said that this car was starting to finally kick in. You were starting to get this later half of the season down, and it looks like Texas was the way it was going to go tonight. Looks like she is not quite ready to talk with us just yet, so we'll give her a minute.
Story, I think I'm here.
Yep, you're good. We got you.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of what we said there? Or?
A little bit. I was trying to get it unmuted.
Oh, all right. So real quick, once again, congratulations on your race win here tonight. But I mean, while we talked about it earlier, you were saying you were wanting to really get this car dialed in for the later half of the season, getting into next season, and a lot of work had to definitely go in to finally get this one back to victory lane after literally a whole season and 7/8 of a run to get to this moment. What's going through your mind right now after this finish?
Oh, it's just about time. I had a really rough season last season, and this season, the beginning, it's been tough. So it's about time to finally be up here.
For sure, there. I mean, is there anybody you want to thank here for this finish here tonight?
All of our sponsors at PTM Racing, only for them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, for coming from the heat to literally coming to the iRacing circuit, and now at long last, you're not a one-time winner. You've got yourself multiple wins, and one on dirt and multiple on asphalt. Congratulations here tonight, Chantel.
Thanks.
All right, Chantel, the Throttle Pile taking home the race win here tonight. So now let's go ahead and talk to our second place finisher here tonight. That being, of course, the Pride of Texas herself, Kayla McCarthy. Let's have a little word here from the Pride of Texas. All right, now she joins me here down in pit road here. And Kayla, we talked about it earlier. We saw the momentum and all the power that was going to come through here on Texas. And you definitely put up a heck of a fight and a run, but it just didn't quite come your way tonight. What was the big kicker here for this one?
Honestly, the strategy just didn't fall our way. I thought it was. It was really looking there with about 15, 20 to go, like it was going to fall our way. It just, it didn't. It got really close, but it didn't fall that way.
For sure there. I mean, if you could have done anything differently, what would it have been to help out?
Probably qualified better, been up at the front a little bit more. I went into this race kind of with the mentality of, okay, do I run up front and try and stay up front, or do I run at the back and wait for the big one and try and avoid it? And once I qualified at the back, it was pretty evident that it was just going to be kind of hang back, wait for the big one, and try and make through. Ended up being in part of the accident, but which was probably a blessing in disguise to be able to pit there right around lap 7 or so, lap 7 to 10, get a little bit more fuel, top it off just a little bit longer, and go a little bit longer and help our fuel strategy just a little bit more.
Indeed, there, McCarthy, and looks like it all kind of still worked out quite well for a second place finish. Nothing to sneeze at on your home state track. I mean, you've won here on the heat, not quite on the iRacing circuit just yet, but I definitely could say it's going to come short sooner than you know it. So who do you want to thank you for this finish tonight?
Oh yeah, eventually we'll get a hometown hero win out at this track. It's coming, but definitely got to thank all of our sponsors: Sim Racing Merch, Mid-Cities Air Conditioning, Amber's Floral, Pottlez Wrapz, Maconi Setup Shop, Affordable SEO, Matt Mills Racing, Bob's Custom Trophies, Rollins, PTM TV. Congratulations to Pottlez. This was long overdue for her. Really, really happy to see her win it.
Absolutely, indeed, there. Well, nevertheless, here, McCarthy, still second place finish, nothing to sneeze at. All three women taking top 3 tonight. That's some right there. Congratulations on your finish here tonight.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You too. The Pride of Texas herself, Kayla McCarthy, getting a second place finish here tonight. Sydney, the closer Taylor, opting not to talk with us here, so we'll give her a little graphic here for a third place finish here tonight. Congratulations to her and that spot here tonight here, folks. And this one's going to really wrap it up here on our end here and all that. So what a race and what a battle it was to the end. Congratulations to all our drivers, of course, and want to say real quick before we head on over to the Dirt Series of Volusia, a special thanks to our friends over at Matt Mills Racing Team, at Mid-Cities Air Conditioning and Heating, Affordable SEO and Marketing, Amber's Floral Creations, Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, SimRacingMerch.com, Pottlez Wrapz, and of course Maconi Setup Shop for all their help and all their love and support they have driven to Pedal the Metal Racing League, not just in asphalt, but in the Dirt Series to come soon enough. You'll hear more about that later. So again, from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thank you again to those guys, the gals, as well as the friends, family that have come to tune in with us. Appreciate all the support. Seriously, we wouldn't do this without you guys. So from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, go check out the Dirt Series if you want. But until then, be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you all. Good night, everybody.